I've spent the past few years watching red squirrels in the wild. But what if I invited one into my house?
Hello! Is this the best place?
This summer, my plans completely changed when an orphan red squirrel came into my life.
Squirrel, no!
After spending 4 years watching red squirrels in the wild, I thought I knew everything there was to this species. But I was very wrong.
I'm sorry, I need a shower.
This is the story of how I rescued a baby red squirrel and helped him back to the wild. So we've just landed in London and my neighbour has just texted this to me. It's a baby red squirrel, and a few days ago we actually found the body of a female squirrel who got hit by a car, and I'm almost certain this is hers. I've told my neighbours what they can do, but it doesn't look good. If it survives the night, maybe I'll go back to Sweden. To everyone's surprise, he survived the night. It might have been 3 days since he'd had milk, so Jill bought milk replacement powder and the baby squirrel responded really well and started to get better. At this point, I had decided to return and take over hand rearing, so I booked my flight to return to Sweden. So this is where we found the mother squirrel, and it had been raining all day, and we immediately picked her up and we left her in the forest. I'd photographed her a lot this winter and she had this amazing red coat. She was beautiful. It's always tough finding a squirrel, but also finding a squirrel you know. Fast forward 48 hours and our neighbour was gardening. She suddenly heard her dogs barking and she could see something small, red, hopping towards the dogs, and it was a baby red squirrel, and she just managed to catch it before it went under the fence to the dogs. The squirrel dray was in one of these trees. The baby squirrel had fallen out of the dray. He was extremely dehydrated, his nose was wounded and he had a scab, and our neighbour Jill walked to our house with the baby squirrel to give it to us, and we just arrived in London. It was ironic, the moment I'd left Sweden, I needed to be back. After a short visit to see my family and friends, I returned. Jill has dropped off the squirrel, so I now have it. I haven't seen it yet because it's currently in the crate with lots of hay on it and it's asleep. It's feeding time, so I need to wake him up to feed him. I feel quite nervous because I've never fed such a small, vulnerable, sensitive little animal, and I know it's going to be fine, but I just need to do it once and then I'll get used to it. But it hasn't really hit me. I have a baby squirrel in the house and I haven't seen it.
Squirrel, hello. 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 You're biting me. Hello. Do you want more? Yeah, it's coming, it's coming. Come here. Oh, gosh, you're adorable. You want to jump on my camera? Okay. Is that no? Oh. Jump on my hand? Over my neck? Ah, your claws are sharp. You already look tired.
The baby squirrel is sleeping now, and I still can't believe this tiny little animal is in my house. It is so cute. I can't lie, it's adorable. He's actually got a bit of a scratch on his nose, and I wonder whether he got that when he fell out of the dray, because we don't actually know how long he was out of the nest for. It could have been the whole morning, but it just makes me realise how lucky he is to be alive. For Jill to have found him and cared for him, it makes me think about the next hurdle, well, the next big hurdle, which will be releasing him into the wild, and I definitely want to do it as a soft release, so he'll have an enclosure and he can come and go, we'll open the door, and yeah. But that's a few weeks away, and for now, I have a squirrel in my house. You ready for some dinner? That's it. Hi. Right. You know what I didn't do earlier? I didn't encourage you to go for a poop. So, I'm not really sure how to do this. The first day, I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing. This was my first time hand-rearing an animal.
I know it's annoying. I don't want to do it.
Young baby squirrels need stimulation to go for the toilet.
How do I make you go for the toilet?
And I had wet the cotton pad too wet, so I didn't realise he was actually going for the toilet.
Did you wee? No, that's milk. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, look. Ready for this? Yes, you are. What's wrong? It's not warm, is it? Oh, it's too warm.
I made the milk too warm.
Do you want some fruit?
And I chopped the fruit too large for him.
Bye.
I want to thank my friends at Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If your ability to design websites is on a squirrel's level, don't worry, because on Squarespace it's easy and straightforward to have a professional website and online shop. I want to thank everyone who has ordered a calendar on my Squarespace website, and excitingly, there is a photo of this baby squirrel in the calendar. If you'd like to give Squarespace a go, head to squarespace.com/daniconnorwild to save 10% off a new purchase of a website or a domain. The next morning, I woke up the baby squirrel, and he was very hungry.
Okay, let me get some more. That's it.
I was waking up the baby squirrel every 4 hours for feeding.
That's it.
Usually after a few syringes of milk,
You want to go back to bed?
he went straight to bed.
Where are you going?
But by the third feed, he was feeling more active.
You want to go to the kitchen?
But he didn't seem to like me.
Oh no.
Squirrel, no! No, don't try it. Don't try it. No. You are a cheeky thing. Right, I'm gonna grab you.
Okay, let me get one more. Alright, yeah, it's finished now. Good.
This second day, he warmed up to me
Are you trimming my hair?
and also peed on me throughout the day.
Is this pee? Did you pee on me? Is that a yes?
And after this, he never peed on me
Going up the
again.
other shoulder, okay? Well, go on then.
Maybe this was his way of accepting me.
Was that nice?
The baby squirrel is around 5 to 6 weeks old. Before Jill had found him, he hadn't been fed for 4 days, which probably impacted his growth, so he might be smaller for his age. I also worry that the milk formula isn't providing him with important nutrients and antibodies. But it's the best he's got, and he's definitely enjoying it.
Okay, that's it. It's empty. It's a bit slippery. It's finished. I'm gonna have to get more.
I was nervous because I hadn't fed him for 4 hours, but he ate really well and he's put himself to sleep.
Good night. Bye.
Job done. Also, he's peed on me about 4 times, so I'm ready for a shower. I told myself not to get attached. But I was. I was invested in helping him in any way to get him back to the wild. It's not fair his mother was hit. He's managed to survive being alone for 3 days, falling out of a tree and running into hyper dogs. Jill had done an amazing job to get him back to health, and now I was responsible for his care and getting him back to the wild. In the next episode, the baby squirrel becomes more active. He starts exploring the house.
Ouch. Oh, what a big yawn. Hello.
And we learn how to play together. The mother squirrels start to bring their babies to the garden, and my little roommate starts showing his character. It's time to give him a name.